Next up, I'd like to introduce you to one of our global fellows, Aida Muluneh. Aida is an artist from Ethiopia originally. She's a Catchlight Fellow, but also a globally celebrated photographer and artist who has exhibited internationally. Her work is at MoMA, and she recently curated the Nobel Peace Prize Center exhibition. Aida is a trailblazer. She has made an incredible career with her work. She actually started as a photojournalist and then became a fine artist. The reason why Aida became a Catchlight Fellow is because of her incredible entrepreneurial spirit and also the generosity of spirit that she has shown. So she actually came to us with a proposal that said, you know, yes, I have this incredible career, but I actually want to raise the next generation of voices on the continent and teach workshops throughout the continent, and that's what she's done. She is also the founder of Addis Photo Fest, which is one of the largest photo festivals on the continent. And she was supposed to be holding an edition of Addis Photo Fest this year in Ethiopia. Sadly, because of the war, she has not been able to do so. She has also had to move to Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. And we have been working with Aida in terms of trying to figure out what the next iteration of the festival should be, and we have, she has put together an incredible virtual platform that she's about to unveil in a couple of months, and this is your opportunity to get a sneak peek of what that is going to look like. All of the details in terms of timing are still to be figured out, but she would love for you to be able to experience it firsthand and to keep following it as she continues to blaze those trails. So here I introduce you a film that Aida has sent to us from Côte d'Ivoire, and she just sent it to us actually the day before yesterday, so it's brand new.
During the pandemic, the one thing that I realized is that since everything went virtual, the amount of engagement that I saw from different institutions in Africa was really limited. And so I decided, okay, since we can't have the physical Addis Photo Fest, let's try to at least do the portfolio reviews and do workshops virtually. And through this, I managed to do workshops with photographers from Ghana, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and South Africa. And what I have noticed is that in the conversation with these emerging talents, one of the key frustrations was how do they enter into the international market? And these are emerging talents who have the skill set, have the content, but they wanted to find ways to improve their portfolio. They wanted to find ways on how to package themselves up. And hence, the virtual workshop became really a key component in order to lead into creating a platform. Because I realized often, most of the photographers on the continent, we get interviewed in different media. Sometimes we're also interviewed, but we never really get a chance to hear the full perspective from a specific photographer on their process, on how they come up with content. And you know, often in the interviews that I've been given, I wasn't so much interested in just asking where they're from and so forth. I wanted to dive deep into having a full discourse relating to their role within the developing industry within the continent, and also how they engage within the international market. So for that, I found that creating the Africa Photo Fair platform was really a key component in moving the Addis Photo Fest forward. And in a way that I wanted to make Africa Photo Fair a brand that became sort of the international arm of the Addis Photo Fest. And this is why the Africa Photo Fair virtual magazine is an integral part, because there's a lot of websites giving you different information or educational tools and so forth, but I did not find one specifically catering to the photographers coming from the continent. And hence through that, we decided how can we not only interview professional photographers to get a better understanding of their work process, but also how do we create a platform that promotes emerging talent and to get them sort of into places that they normally would not have access to. And in that sense, eventually what we have decided to do was that, okay, let's take the virtual workshop and build it out into something much more thorough and more in-depth, and through that website also to be able to offer print sales. And this is something that hasn't really existed in the past. And for me, when we talk about print sales, is that there's a lot of talent that don't know how to sell their work, how, even what their rights are as it relates to selling their work. And I think that for most photographers, not only in Africa, but around the world, the key component is you're creating work because you're looking for work as well. So at the end, it's how do we systemize you in order for you to be a professional photographer and to be able to also engage in your collectors in order to find the right audience that is interested in purchasing your work. In the context of Abidjan, to set up a printing facility. And through that, we can have this full conversation in which we're not only talking about training, festival, but also how do we engage in the commerce side of a website. The role of the Africa Photo Fair is not just to have a virtual magazine or a virtual platform where we archive different conversations, but it was also a physical exhibition. And in this sense, my ultimate goal has been to take Africa Photo Fair brand into exhibiting it not only internationally, and we've done this in the past, but also I realized that we need to create a new platform that we can take a tour to different regions in the continent. Hence, for me to bring the collection from East Africa into West, this was really under the belief that we need to have better interaction within the continent. It wasn't just about having connections and interactions with those beyond the continent, but also how do we have interactions within the continent. And as we speak about challenges for photographers and even artists, I believe that photographers and artists around the world face the same challenges, but in different degrees. But at the end, the core of any photographer is how do I produce good work? How do I produce work that is truthful to what I want to express? And how do I enter into this market as well? So in that sense, the Africa Photo Fair has a physical component and also has a virtual component. Both are interlinked and in relation, but at the same time also it offers us a better opportunity. For example, if someone is not able to actually physically come to the exhibitions, they're also able to follow it within the virtual magazine. But on the virtual platform, they would have more opportunities to get in-depth insight on the process of each photographer. So through these kind of activities, for me, the role that Catchlight has played for me is really to support me along this journey, because it hasn't exactly been a simple journey or it hasn't been an easy journey within that. But to me, I felt that Catchlight has really been one of those organizations that is not just only supporting me from the financial side, but really supporting me in sort of carving out the next steps for where I want to take the development of photography in Africa. I really would like to extend my appreciation to Catchlight for being with me on this journey, which has had its ups and downs, but in the end, I believe that what we have accomplished is something that's significant, and it's very exciting for me to see new talents coming out of this exchange. And with that said, I encourage you all to follow us on Africa Photo Fair and really to support us in promoting photographers from the continent. Thank you for your time today.